let me just straight away go to my first panelist, Arun Datta sir. And sir, if you could unmute yourself, and the question to you is, as an HR and industry observer, what are some of the trends that you've noticed in organizations in the last 100 days? And what would be some of the guidelines or advice that you would want to actually leave with our leaders and workplaces in their responses to the new normal? Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Indrani. Thank you, Gaurav. Thank you, Sakshi. Thank you, Achal. Good afternoon, everyone. You asked me about the trends, Indrani. The trends are quite evident, really. The top lines are down, jobs are being lost, salaries are down, training and development, which should really have a very high priority nowadays, is actually on the back burner. But personally, I would not really talk too much about these trends because my fellow panelists will do that. What I will try and do is I will set 3 contexts today, and within those 3 contexts, what should really the leaders be doing today is what I will talk about. The first context is the fact that people are very anxious. They are losing jobs. They are losing money. There is a lot of uncertainty all around. So therefore, in such kind of a context, what should be the leader's job? Or what is the competency that the leader must exhibit at this point of time? And the first competency that comes to my mind, and I'm very fond of this competency, is empathy and a lot of compassion. They say that empathy cannot be taught. Personally, I don't agree with that. Personally, I think empathy can be taught. They say that empathy can be learned really only by those people who at any point of time have actually undergone a particular experience, and then they can empathize with the other person who is undergoing a similar experience. Well, if that be so, let's assume that it's correct, that empathy cannot be taught, but can only be experienced. Right now, at this point of time, most of the employees are experiencing a situation in which they are afraid for money because they might lose job. They are afraid for their health because they might lose health. They are afraid for their families because they don't know if they go down in terms of health or money, who's going to look after their families. And in this kind of a context, I mean, if you look at a typical patient in any hospital, the patient typically experiences all the 3 issues. The patients are stressed about their health, stressed about their money, stressed about their families. And if that be so, then right now, at this point of time, all the employees, especially in healthcare, are actually experiencing exactly what a patient experiences day to day. And if at this point of time, and this would be 1 in a million kind of an opportunity to teach empathy and compassion to our employees, and if we can do that at this point of time, we should do that. So what do we really do about it? Tomorrow morning, please go back to your office or wherever you work, read about empathy and compassion, talk to a consultant maybe if you want to, conduct a training program if you want, but start working on compassion and empathy. Empathy is a skill, but compassion is a competency. And compassion can only be nurtured in a particular culture. And compassion will be exhibited only by those employees who have themselves felt and experienced compassion. If at this point of time, if you are able to show compassion towards your employees, believe me, they will learn what compassion is all about. And believe me, they will exhibit that compassion. The second competency that I wish to talk about is in the context of knowledge. The other day when I was reading about this, I was told that the last time that a similar pandemic had occurred in the world was way back in 1920. There have been other epidemics, of course, like SARS and AIDS and others, but they have never really been transcontinental pandemics like the way this one has been. But evidently the Spanish flu in 1920 was exactly similar to what is happening today, exactly 100 years back. So as of today, I don't think there's anybody living on the face of earth who has actually experienced the Spanish flu and perhaps also the current COVID-19. Therefore, there is no experience at all of how to handle this. There are a lot of people who are conducting webinars every day and spreading a lot of knowledge about it. But all that knowledge is really suspect because nobody really knows what's going on. I mean, in the same country, New Delhi and Chennai are two cities with exactly the same kind of circumstances, and Chennai is closing down and New Delhi is opening up. Now, who's right? Nobody really knows. And there's so much of knowledge that is floating around, Indrani, that the other day on my phone, there's so much of knowledge about COVID that the other day when somebody rang me up, instead of ringing, it started coughing. So there is a lot of knowledge that is floating around. However, people, when they start experimenting with newer things and the new normal, as it is called, people are going to fail. The organizations will fail, governments will fail, people will fail, and there'll be a lot of failure all around. It is a leader's competency exactly how he will manage that failure. One way of managing failure, of course, is to keep a noose in the pocket, walk around all over the organization, and every time that there's a failure, find out whose neck fits the noose and hang him on the wall. That's a possibility. But the minute you start doing that, there'll be more deaths because of failures than Corona also. Therefore, the best way of handling failures at this point of time is to allow people to fail. Let them fail. As long as from failures, they are learning something. As long as those failures are not very endemic kind of failures, which are going to take down the entire organization itself, but be with them, talk to them, let them manage the failures, and ensure that they learn from those failures. The next three competencies that I wish to talk about are actually in the organization, in the context of the organization. While people can talk about people and knowledge and everything, the fact of the matter is that the organizations are under a lot of stress. The top lines are down, money is not coming in, there are no customers in the pipeline. So what should happen in this kind of a circumstance in any organization? To my mind, there are three entrepreneurial competencies that people should exhibit at this point of time. In a typical organization, if this can be called the new normal, I think the pre-pandemic era can be called the old normal. If that maybe, I don't know whether there is some such word called old normal. But in the old normal, a typical CEO was the one who used to identify an opportunity for a business. He used to carry out research about that business. He used to take a calculative risk. He used to invest. He used to do a lot of innovation on developing a product, and then he would run the organization. Today, in the new normal, I think every employee at every level has to exhibit all these three competencies, which are actually entrepreneurial competencies. And if these competencies can be expressed and can be implemented, I'm sure organizations will go a very long way in being able to manage also the fact that the top lines will be down. To my mind, if there can be an organization in which there's an entrepreneur sitting at every level, right from the top to the bottom, that is the organization that will succeed as of today. And therefore,
sir, we will have to wrap up.
Yes, I'm over with it, Gaurav. So, in short, to summarize, I have talked about empathy and compassion. I have talked about management of failures, and I have talked about three entrepreneurial competencies, which are all about about taking risks, about seeking opportunities and innovation. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you
Excellent.
so
And
much.
failure is the best way to learn. I think I'll remember your face forever. So over to you, Indrani.
Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. And I think compassion and letting people fail, two abiding lessons all of us will carry.